All right, everybody, the People Station V-103 here with one of my mentors, an American icon and idol, the one and only, the Reverend Jesse Jackson. Good to see you, my friend.
It's good to be back in Atlanta again. I got in town yesterday from Florida. I've been campaigning for Andrew Gillum in Florida.
Yeah.
He has a good shot at becoming governor down there.
I think he's going to do it.
He has a good shot at it. And I stopped by to see Reverend Lowry.
Nice.
He's been ailing, but he's strong.
Okay.
Stopped by seeing the young, so it's like homecoming time for me.
Wow, it's been a while, man. I miss you.
Well, a lot going on. In one sense, there's a certain darkness coming out of Washington.
Yeah.
But in the face of the darkness, the light is shining. I mean, Sister won for Congress in Massachusetts.
Yep.
Black Lieutenant Governor in New Jersey and in Virginia.
Yep.
Stacey running real strong in Atlanta and Georgia, possibly win in Georgia.
Yep.
And Florida and SB in Mississippi. So our backs against the wall. We're not surrendering. We're fighting back.
Fighting back. You know, I try to tell people sometimes when I talk about you, because you have never stopped fighting for our people, and not just domestically, but internationally. You've never stopped fighting.
Well, I don't know what else to do. I was in South Korea about a month ago, and the day they were bringing bleached bones of our soldiers out of Korea, we were there. We fought for a democracy in Korea and came back home without the right to vote. We always make these comparisons. Medgar Evers was in Korea and came back home and fought for their right to vote and came back home and got killed, turned the vote back home. So the struggle has continued. But you know what? Some great things are coming our way. If we have the spirit to fight back. In Georgia, there may be 500,000 blacks unregistered. Man, if we just register and fight, if we show up, we can win Georgia.
Let me ask you this question. If you had an opportunity to sit one-on-one, like we're sitting right here, and you were sitting with President Donald Trump, what would you say to him right now?
Be truthful. The America is your base. It's not a given constituency, a group of people that rub you down with oil. That we all pay taxes. We all serve in the military. We all have. And so if you're going to praise Tebow for kneeling in the end zone,
amen.
Don't call blacks who kneel son of bitches.
Got it.
All we want, Mr. Trump, is one set of rules.
Okay.
You want to be an American president, you must fight for the right to vote for all Americans.
Okay.
And you cannot, on the one day, put children in cages on the border and attack LeBron for putting children in classrooms in Ohio. All I want is one set of rules. Don't want no favors, just one set of rules.
One set of rules. Simple as said. Simple as said. You know, I remember when you and I were in Tanzania. You remember? We were in Tanzania together, and we sat up in the truck, and you were writing notes to get ready to talk to political leaders in Tanzania. And ironically, some of the same things we face here in the United States, they're still facing in African countries.
Well, you know, we live. There are no more foreigners in this world.
No more foreigners.
The same waters you play in Hilton Head, you play in Nigeria. It's the same Atlantic Ocean we came across. Next year we will have been here 400 years. 246 years we were in legal slavery. We were enslaved longer than we have been free. We're coming out of a very dark period. Now that after 246 years of slavery, 100 years of legal lynching, 5,000 blacks were lynched from 1850 to 1950. And it drove blacks north, not as immigrants, but as refugees. And yet out of that, from the balcony in Memphis where Dr. King was killed, balcony in Washington where Barack was the White House president. From the dark days of the travels, the travails of Georgia, where you got the Maddox swinging his axe handle. You have, and Wallace said, never, segregation forever. You got the big Georgia-Alabama game here in Atlanta, Georgia. Dr. King sure must be smiling. Right. From the deep darkness of this South is coming Stacey, who could very well be the next governor.
That's right.
If we will but fight back. And Trump was praying for an AG. It's Andrew Gillum, not Attorney General.
Okay, so you're in town, you're in Atlanta. What you got going on?
Well, Thursday, October 4th and 5th is my
October 4th and 5th.
birthday anniversary. And what we do is we have workshops. One workshop will be on this year. Will be a lot of folks on voter registration.
Okay, very important.
On the sustaining and strengthening of HBCUs, economic development. All these companies that we consume from, we must negotiate with them for our share, not just our share of consumer market, but our share of lawyers, ad agents, and marketing. Our share of contracts and board directors and C-suites. We can leverage our dollars like we leverage our money. And we're gonna have that Friday night will be a big gala, a big birthday celebration.
I remember that.
No, I want you to be there.
I'll be there. I'm always there. I will be there. Listen, everybody, make sure you're there. The Reverend Jesse Jackson's 77th birthday. It starts off with workshops during the day on the 4th, and then Friday, Hope is Alive, the gala, 77 years of greatness at the Hyatt Regency Atlanta. RainbowPushAtlanta.org is the website for you to register. You can register on Eventbrite. We're going to have a great time. The HBC Roundtable and more.
We're going to it. When I leave here, going to Booker Washington High School today.
Okay.
All high school seniors, were 18 and will be 18 of November, can vote this year. All those who graduated last year, started school at 6, high school seniors can vote, A.
Okay.
B, those who are in college, whether you're at Morehouse, Spelman, or ITC, or whether you're at Emory, you have the right to vote where you attend school. We call residency. You know, if you're in Atlanta from Chicago or from New York, you should vote where you attend school.
Really?
Which means that residential voting for students becomes a huge block. And then there are 4 million blacks in the South who are not registered. I'm convinced half of those blacks in the South who can't vote is a literacy issue. My grandmother was not going to vote for me. Not because she didn't love me. Grandma couldn't read and write. She had to make an X. She couldn't go behind no curtain and pull no curtain and work out the machinery. But you have the right, Frank, you have the right to take somebody in the poll with you. You have the right to take your sheet, my candidates, and you can take someone in the poll, what I call pals for the polls. You have the right to go into the poll, to go into the booth with someone, to work the machinery and pull you to the right level so that there's no reason why any of us should not vote. And if we vote in great numbers on the 6th of November, there'll be a big celebration on the 7th.
Big celebration on the 7th, everybody.
1963 was a big deal. 1963 was a big deal. The night Barack Obama won was a big deal. But to have the governor of Georgia,
wow,
to sit in the seat where Les Maddox sat, to have the governor of Florida, to have a senator from Mississippi, Mike Espy, to have Ben Jealous, the governor of Maryland, where Thurgood Marshall struggled to go to school. What a great moment this can be in the darkest hour. If this room were pitch dark and there were no lights, one candle would challenge all the darkness. I see candles popping up everywhere. We are fighting back, and that's good news.
That's good news. Jesse Jackson, everybody. Frank and Wanda, the People Station, V-103.